Today on the Welloff podcast, we are going to learn how to F your nervous system.
We have Tracy Tanguay here, the mobility chick, who's going to teach us how to reset our nervous systems by...
We're going to be working on some breath work and breathing exercises, as well as humming and
shaking.
My favorite thing to do.
Tune in and find out. Welcome back to the Welloff podcast and happy April Fool's Day.
Ooh, love April Fool's Day.
I do too. And guess what? I'm in the studio today and there's no joke. I'm actually really here.
No joke.
It's not an April Fool's. I'm at iHeartMedia in Hartford, Connecticut, which I love to come and visit.
Yes, we're happy to have you. So April 1st, April Fool's. April Fool's has always been like a big thing when I was growing up. And then my grandfather actually passed away on April 1st. So after that, we didn't celebrate, but my dad would do the most elaborate April Fool's. One time he came home with like a junk car and said he got into an accident, so he got a new car. I mean, one time he came home with like a cast on his leg and crutches.
Are you serious?
I swear, he would like really go all out. But what about you?
I'm kind of jealous because I kind of do the same thing every year. I try to fake my husband out and tell him I'm pregnant, or try to tell the kids that they're going to have a brother or sister.
Wait, like recently?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Girl, that ship has sailed.
I know, but that's why it's so funny.
I know, that is pretty funny.
It's like a medical, I'd be a medical marvel, but those are like, that's like my running annual April Fool.
Well, that's kind of funny. I don't really, I don't really do anything now, but I feel like we should play a joke. But anyway.
Your father, wow.
Yeah, he would really
impressed.
go all out
Impressed.
and we would fall for it every single time.
Yes.
Every time.
Yes.
So,
but not only is it April Fool's Day, Easter Sunday, for those of you who celebrate, is in a few days. And I am super excited because I gave up cursing for Lent.
Which I don't know how the fuck you did that.
It's been really hard. And I've been keeping a swear jar, and I will be donating all of that money to charity.
So what is it, like $272
I haven't counted. It's a lot. It's a lot because I do curse a lot. I could be the general of the F troop.
Yes, you could.
It's been rough, but it feels good, and it actually made me aware of like how much I actually curse and how often I think in curse or in swear words.
Our episode today, you're kind of fucked because
exactly.
And we really don't tend to swear a lot on this podcast, but today's episode
we do try to keep it clean.
Today's episode's a little special,
which is why our listeners probably don't realize how much I curse. But I am going to introduce our amazing guest without using the curse word, and then I'll let you do the rest.
All right. Okay. Sounds good.
So today in studio, listeners, we have Tracy Tanguay. She is known as the mobility chick, and she is the founder of the liminal method, and we cannot wait to hear what that means. Welcome, Tracy.
Welcome, Tracy.
To the Welloff podcast.
I am so fucking excited.
Great to be here.
Me too. In 4 days, I'll be saying the same thing.
Yes. I know. So before we jump in, so Tracy and I actually grew up in the same hometown. We went to the same high school. So I've known Tracy for a really long time. And since I moved back to Connecticut, I started coaching youth cheerleading, as we know. And I actually coach her daughter.
Yeah, she loves it. You're an amazing coach.
Oh, thank you.
You still owe her $20, by the way.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I got to give that to you today.
For what?
Do you want to share? Apparently, Gina bribes.
Oh my God!
Listen, as we have heard, we will hear. I am a winning coach, and
you are a winning coach for sure.
The Cosette is her name, and she's a flyer, and so the Flyers.
What a sweet name.
The Flyers have a lot of pressure. They have to perform. Everybody's looking at them. They have to go up. So I told all three Flyers during the course of this competition, if you stick your stunts, I'll give you money.
And my daughter was all about it. Like, how can I get money to go shopping?
And then I haven't paid her yet.
Oh, no, you have to.
Yeah, so I'll Venmo you today. Don't let me
need credibility.
Yes, so I got to give
on air.
Got to give Cosette her money, because they hit their stunts and they won. They did.
64
they did amazing.
countries are listening and
yes,
going to hold you to it.
Yes. So Tracy, tell us, what is a mobility chick? Who are you, and what are you doing these days?
Right. It's always a little difficult to describe what I do because it's all over the spectrum. I used to be a baseball wife, so I'm in the baseball wife, like big league. Well, my ex-husband wasn't a big league, but in the baseball wife community. I'm stumbling over my words. I'm like, should I mention the ex-husband? No.
We could get to that.
Right.
Heck no.
Heck no. Can we cut that part out? So I've been in the wellness and the health space for a long time, but I've been in the kind of biomechanics and movement patterns and performance space for a while. And that's fantastic and amazing, but there's also this whole other side of me that I've had for 25 plus years that I am finally bringing into merging this space, which is the liminal space. So liminal means the space between, when one thing ends and the other thing begins. And I've got one side, the biomechanic side, but then I've got this woo side. I'm an energy healer. I'm an NLP practitioner. I've done long meditation retreats.
Say what NLP is.
Neuro-linguistic programming.
Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
What does that mean?
It's kind of a way to, it's a communication tool. It also helps people make progress in their life, kind of like life coachy stuff through communication. I also studied linguistics and neuroscience and cognitive science. So there's all this,
I didn't know any of these things about you, Trey.
No? See, we
I
find
love
out
that.
things, right? So the mobility chick came about prior to the pandemic. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had been a stay-at-home mom and wife for many, many years.
And you have 4 kids.
I have 4 kids.
God bless.
And thank you. I didn't used to swear, and then I got to my 4th kid, and I started to realize I needed to be me instead of feeling like swearing. I judged people. I will say this: people who swore, I thought they were trashy, uneducated, not successful.
I'm none of those things. Yes. Yes.
And I realized at my 4th kid, I need to be more of who I am. And I have a Northwestern degree. I built my own business. I'm smart. I'm funny, and somewhat good looking. I might be able to swear,
Very good
right?
looking.
Like I can
All
probably
of
swear.
those things.
Yeah.
So as I started kind of doing things more for myself, I had the idea. I'm also intuitive, and I started getting these just messages. Create a 12-week mobility program for baseball players. I'm like, what should I build it on? And my little voice just said, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. And I started building it and creating and filming and marketing. And I had so many doubts along the way. What are you doing? Nobody's going to buy this. You're nobody. You're not that smart. And all of this, these negative thoughts that came into my mind. But I just kept going. And I launched the program. And the second guy who signed up was Lorenzo Cain. I didn't know who he was, but apparently he's like a famous baseball player.
Oh, okay. And you
Gold
don't
glove.
know?
I don't know him. He doesn't play for the Red Sox.
Anyway. I know, right? We're in the East Coast
Yeah.
here. So I ran the program, and that following year, in that next season, there were guys who made their big league debut. They were throwing harder than they ever have in their lives. They were hitting more bombs. The recovery rate and injury rate was significantly decreased. I had a Harvard grad, statistician, and ex-pro baseball player run stats on the guys who did my program after that season, and we just saw unbelievable stats and improvements. Wow. And so I thought, oh, well, that's cool. Might be onto something. So that kind of put me on the map in the pro world, that I started getting invited to speak at conventions and on podcasts, and started getting more players. And one of the things that I noticed is, while I was in this biomechanics and movement world, using the big words and staying in that sciencey space, there was a lot missing with the energy and the mind and the soul in your childhood, and all of that relates to not only performance but just leadership and success in general. So with my private clients, I started weaving into their movement practices and my programs some of the weird, I call it the woo-woo shit, that I kind of judged myself because I felt like it wasn't a welcome in that pro leadership space. And so as I started to weave it together, guys continued to have even more success. So where I am now with the liminal method is unification and integration of both, and integrating the somatics and the woo-woo into the biomechanics. And people are talking about somatics and manifesting and, authenticity. But in my opinion, there's deep underlying biomechanics that is necessary to have that success and that authenticity and all of that, nervous system regulation. So I think it was a long answer, but
this is a mouthful. Like there's like so much. I feel like there's just so much to unpack here. And I kind of want to start with your program. The reason why we were talking about swearing in the beginning of this episode is because Tracy has this program that Tara and I started. We're working on it.
We're working on it.
But it's called Get Unfucked, and it's not totally spelled out. But so
I left out the U.
Yes.
Yeah.
So get unfucked. Get unfucked. But anyway, so tell us exactly what this program is and what are we trying to unfuck here?
Okay. So it's unfuck your nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
So our nervous system is kind of at the root of all things: our health, our mind, our body, our performance, our well-being, all of that. If you're into manifesting, you hear people talking about your
very much so.
Right. So if you have a nervous system that can handle all of the things that you're manifesting, it'll be a lot easier to manifest. But if you've got some stuff that's fucking you up underneath, then there's limits. There's things that are holding us back. So Unfuck Your Nervous System is a full integration of the 30 plus years of everything that I know, learn, I've experienced myself, I've taught, I've seen the success, and it introduces the biomechanics and breathing and biomechanics based breathing with the woo-woo and the somatics. There's shaking and humming, and there's weird shit, and there's inner child work. And it's a progression that works with neuroplasticity that builds and compounds as you go. And it's just like 10 to 20 minutes a day. And it's a 15-day reset. And it's been profound. And so I'm so thankful that you guys have been a part of it. And I'm here to cheer you on as you continue. Because wherever you are in it, you're just starting. It's just starting to begin.
You have like, I was shocked, not shocked, but like that, like when I joined the Zoom, there was like 100 people on that.
I'm really grateful.
My God, I mean, this is awesome. So like you've really grown this and it's amazing.
So I have a question, because I live in that space that you call woo-woo. And I want to clarify for listeners who might not know what that word means, because personally I perceive that as a negative. Like it makes fun of people like me, us. I'm a Reiki master. I read angel cards. I'm intuitive. I surround myself with crystals and scents and meditation, and I'm a psychologist and I practice EMDR. So I know all of those things. So call it something else.
I fully respect that. You thinking or not, perceiving that as negative.
Well, people use that word to make fun of, like, hippy
don't they call it like woo-woo wellness? Like, isn't that like a term, woo-woo wellness? No?
Not in my world.
Oh, okay.
But
all right, good to know.
I'm also fully in that world. So if we have a spectrum where biomechanics and science is way over here, and the energy and the people who believe that you can heal yourself through your mind and your energy, and we're all connected and we're all source, and you can manifest your own destiny and quantum physics. And I am way over there too.
Yes.
So I've really struggled over in this biomechanics world, because I felt like there's so much to miss. I've had multiple spiritual awakenings. I've seen where we come from. I see the connection. I'm also deeply intuitive. I'm also an energy healer.
My God, you guys have a lot in common.
Like all of the things that I used to judge, I have an in-person class right now in Connecticut, and I laugh every time I begin the class, because 20 years ago, I would never go to a class with somebody burning shit at the beginning of the class, or with crystals. I thought it was all a load of crap.
Right.
But I had some experiences as a kid where I connected with angels and feel like the angels and just my intuition and talking to people. I know it sounds crazy, but I felt like people weren't talking about it back then, so I judged it and I hid it. And I've had enough experiences to realize now, especially through a pretty difficult divorce, it's time for me to be me, an authentic me. And there is that connection. And so, yes, I think I lost my train of thought somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
But
I'm with
I'm
you.
into the
Yeah.
woo
Yeah.
as much as you. Oh, I know.
Well, I think, we have people listening from all over the world and all over the country. And a lot of times woo woo is used as a derogatory, like a negative. I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but someone who's listening who's curious and doesn't understand, I think it's like important to break it down. So you're blending science with that which cannot necessarily be measured or named, that spiritual realm, that other worldliness, or your deeper consciousness.
Yes.
That piece,
Our-
which
our-
we all have, and I feel like in some way we're all attracted to that.
We are. And I think for a while, it's gotten a bad rep. Right?
Yes,
That's why I
yes.
judged it when I was younger. I was starting to say this burning stuff at the beginning of yoga classes. I shied away from it because I thought that's woo woo in the negative sense
Yes.
of
Right,
it.
right.
Right? And now I'm burning Palo Santo, and I've
Yes.
seen, I've actually experienced all of the things that I judged and I didn't want to actually embrace. I'm not only embracing, but I'm doing it publicly. So,
Yeah.
because it works. It actually works.
It does. And I feel, and maybe it's just the space that I live in, that people are more open, they are more receptive, that it is more commonplace. Where years ago it was like, ooh, like, were you raised in a commune, or did you spend time in an ashram, right? Like,
Yeah.
like that you're into this stuff. And now I think it's just very kind of normal to walk into a coworker's office and they have like crystals on their desk or something. So I feel like we're turning a corner.
Yeah.
And it's
So.
probably a testament to your success that people are more open and willing to be helped, and that's beautiful.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm grateful.
Yeah.
And I usually stick crystals in my bra.
So do I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, we had Courtney on like last season from Kiss in the Morning, and she does all that stuff, and I was
Yeah.
just like sitting there like, wow, this is also crazy. But it's very
Yeah,
cool.
we had a singing bowl. And,
Yes,
yeah.
she did all the
Yes.
stuff.
Oh, I'm going to a sound bowl healing this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
It's amazing. I call it the cosmic chiropractor.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Mother's Day offers a gentle reminder that the comfort mom gives us can be hers too.
Yes. And Tara, what are you looking forward to getting on Mother's Day?
Peace and quiet, and a little comfort.
Well, it looks like you're pretty comfortable right now. So do you want another one of those? What are you wearing?
Right now, I'm wearing my favorite Cozy Earth robe. It has spacious pockets, adjustable ties, a cozy silhouette, and every moment feels intentional. I put it on before bed, and it gives me that feeling that I'm ready to wind down and just relax.
I love that. And I am wearing a very oversized cozy robe. I love it so, so much. I love my robes nice and big. I put it on after I get out of the shower. It is dry wicking, and it is just so amazing.
And it looks like you're wearing a Cozy Earth wrap as well.
I am. So this is the Waffle Cozy Earth hair wrap, which is amazing as well. It like dries my hair almost instantly, not completely, but very well.
And because home starts with mom, we want everyone's mom to feel comfortable and luxurious in their homes this Mother's Day. So visit CozyEarth.com and use our code CozyWelloff and treat mom to 20% off of intentional luxury.
Yes, because Cozy Earth truly stands out because it highlights the softness, the quality, and comfort that supports mother figures through their busy days and quiet moments, offering a small piece of everyday luxury that cares back.
So go right now to CozyEarth.com, code CozyWelloff, and get mom the gift of luxury right now.
So your journey has kind of been, up and down, and it's kind of taken you a little, you've kind of reinvented yourself a little bit. So you mentioned that you went through a difficult divorce, and now you're kind of on the other side of it, and you're reinventing yourself. Tell us like what you did and what you learned to reinvent yourself.
That's a great question. And I first would say I continue to remind myself, and I'll probably get teary-eyed as I say this because I'm still in a healing process.
Yes.
That it's not what's happening to me, it's what's happening for me.
Yes.
And when I embraced that mindset, I was able to step back from the extreme pain and trauma, honestly, of it, to look within myself. Okay, how did I get myself here in the first place? How did I end up with what's, feeling like my entire world crumbling around me, like full on decimation is what it felt like. How can I look at that instead of from a victim mentality? Not that I had that mentality, but how can I use it to my advantage of anytime you're triggered, I believe it's God, universe, love, divine, whatever it is that you believe in, shining a giant ass spotlight onto the very next thing that is ready to be healed, loved on, acknowledged, supported, greeted with immense gratitude. And when you can recognize that those triggers happen from a loving place for you and not to you, then you start to have the courage to kind of peel back and say, okay, where did this come from? How can I love on that piece? How can I love on that piece of me that has been protecting me or showing me that I have more potential, or I'm here for the greater good, and start to use that to just make my own life more present, authentically me, for my kids, the people surrounding me. Because I believe that there's that saying, all ships rise. I don't know.
A rising tide lifts all boats.
Yes.
That's exactly
I
it.
just heard that the other day.
And it's true. When you take a
Yes.
step forward in anything, even if it's just committing to taking an extra glass of water a day, or parking, a little bit further away from wherever you're going, you've made progress. And when you make progress in anything, you make progress in everything, and everyone around you is also elevated.
That's right.
So,
And I'm a firm believer, Tracy, that the more I have, the more I can give. And that doesn't just mean in financial terms, it means spiritual. Like when our cup is full, we can pour for someone else. And, and we've met so many people on our podcast that have overcome just unbelievable obstacles, whether it's health or financial, ruin, whatever it was, and then they come out on the other side and it's better than they ever imagined. And that's really what it's all about. Like, then what's it all for?
Right.
So I'm so happy that you're in that space too.
Thank you.
And that you got out of your toxic situation and really kind of are doing things for you now and your children.
Finally, and remembering who I am. I think, growing up, I've always been, Gina and I, we grew up together. I've always been, really peppy and vibrant, and things that kind of just happen. But along the way, somehow I felt like that was just a little too much. And I allowed external things and people to kind of just dampen those. And I outsourced my trust in things in other people and allowed external things to shape who I am, only to discover that I was a shell of a person. And so I have the ability and had the ability recently to kind of rediscover who I actually am. And I've been in the sports world for a while, and I speak in front of thousands of men. It's like just me. Like, okay, well, maybe I can just, at first I toned myself down because I need to be very professional in this sports setting to be taken seriously. And I'm like, fuck it. I swear on stage, and the guys are laughing. I've got a cue called "Pull Your Dick In," and it's trademarked. It's hilarious, and it's in my mobility series. But it's a way to activate the pelvic floor. And I used to shy away from "Pull Your Dick In," right? And now I'm on stage laughing, talking about guys' dicks. I mean, like.
Which they love to talk about. They love. It's their favorite topic.
It is.
Oh my
So,
God.
I mean, obviously, having been able to participate in your program, I know that it's accessible to anyone, anywhere. But who should join your program and practice the liminal method?
And before you get into that, sorry, the going back to the unfucked, like unfuck your nervous system, like elaborate on what that is. Like, I know it's breath work and things, but like kind of tie those two questions together.
It is breath work, but it is a program that progresses day by day. So it's 15 days that starts to introduce breathing that allows your nervous system to downregulate, allows your diaphragm to go into a state of relaxation. So you learn that. And then once you've got that down, this neuroplasticity is occurring. So your brain is making new pathways little by little. And then we start to integrate things from a somatic standpoint, vagal toning, humming, and we integrate humming, and I call it vibratory resonance, in biomechanically efficient positions. What that means is when your bones and your posture is in the most best position, and then you do some of these somatic practices like shaking, I don't know if you guys got there yet, or humming, then we have vagal toning going on. So our HRV, our heart rate variability, is an indicator of our nervous system's balance, and how well our nervous system is able to support us. So the program integrates different positions, developmental kinesiology, so how a baby develops from not walking, but just laying around on the ground to walking. Everyone has a particular position that you go to before you can get to crawling, then to walking. So when you put your body as an adult into these positions like a baby, it kind of sounds weird. I totally judged it. It was definitely one of those, that's weird, I'm not doing it. Here I am.
It definitely gets you out of your comfort zone.
It does, once again. And so one thing that I do want to say is, because it is working on regulating your nervous system, the more your nervous system is regulated, the more you can handle in your life. The easier things start to happen. If you are into manifesting, your manifestations become more fluid, and you're able to release stress better. You recover faster. For athletes and people who are working out, your range of motion improves, your strength improves. But one thing that's been really interesting, well, I'll say two. One is, the first thing that has been the input that I've gotten is HRV has improved significantly out of nowhere. Like within the first week of doing it, everyone's saying, my HRV, my Whoop, and my Aura, or my Garmin, or whatever it is, my HRV is improving. And the only thing I'm doing differently is your Unfuck Your Nervous System program. So we are getting our body to just make progress.
I mean, Tara sometimes will send me a text and say, my Aura ring says that my resting heart rate is, what was it, 100 or something, 75, and it should normally be
tremendous stress.
Yeah, she was under a lot of stress.
Yeah.
So it's so important to be aware of that kind of stuff and try to regulate it. And like in the first couple of episodes, I call them, of your Unfucked program, you talk about like breathing in and breathing out, and I don't know, talk about like if you have dirty
She didn't
air.
answer my question yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go back.
Who
let's
should,
rewind.
Yes.
Go back. Who?
Anyone who is, this is what I think I actually say, athletes, high performers, leaders, and anyone sick of their own shit is who it's for.
Fair.
It's anybody. I mean, kids can do it. I had, I think, a 14-year-old in it. I had some college kids, but I also had billionaires and public company CEOs and triathletes, Ironmen, pro athletes from around the world. There was a gamut from 13 to I think like 85 in the program. And this is the second thing that I want to say. Because we're starting to make progress within our body and our nervous system, what I've noticed is people start to get these kind of walls, the external, the ego, our protective, the protective parts of us start to give us excuses of not doing the next day, or I don't have time, or I woke up late, or I've got this to do, or that to do, or I've got so much stress in my life. I want to be more calm when I have more time to focus on this. And really,
I literally sent you that text last night. I want to be fully invested before I really do this and have time to focus on it.
Yeah, and here's what's happening. I believe there's protective parts of you that are not yet ready to allow you to just fully be free. So when you can have the discipline within yourself to overcome, I wouldn't say overcome, to love on the parts of you that are making the excuses, because we can make time to do absolutely anything. So if you find something where there's a really good excuse, ask yourself, what is it trying to protect? Hey, I acknowledge you. I see you. I hear you. Thank you for protecting me. Can I give you another job? I know you're protecting me from something, and I may not need to know what that is, but I love you. Thank you. But your job is perfectly complete. Now can I give you a job of, I don't know, maybe finding joyful things in your life, or maybe coloring or something, right? And then you start to love on your inner child, move through that, and you make the progress through discipline. And on the other side of it is such a deep sense of peace an inner regulation that compounds. And once you've done it, once those neural pathways have started to be created, you can't undo them. They might get weaker, but they're there, they're created, they're new, they're efficient, and they're there for you. So that was the second thing that I noticed is people would start to have excuses. And I meditate on it, ask, and that's what has repeatedly come up. And so I would lovingly kind of approach that to you both as well. And I'm so excited to be there if and when you do get to the point of getting to day 15.
She's calling us out, Tara.
Which is an interesting perspective for sure.
Yeah.
But all of the things that you're listing, I do those. So it's I think it's somewhere in the middle. There's truth.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
Yeah. All right. So talk to us about the breath work part of it. Like when you're like breathing in and like exhaling all the dirty air, and like something about like pouring a cup water. I don't know.
Got it.
That whole thing that you were talking about. Yeah.
So most people are stuck in a state of inhalation. So we have air filling up usually our anterior, the front of our rib cages, and we're never able to fully exhale all of our air because of the position of our rib cage. Our diaphragm goes into a state of is in a state of contraction most of the time based on the position of our rib cage. So we focus on, I call it biomechanic-based breath work, in a more efficient, proper position of our rib cage. So it's more in a neutral and an internally rotated state rather than flared. And when we have it internally rotated, we fully exhale all of our air. We get all of the air out. Because most of us still have, this is where the dirty water comes in. Imagine you have a cup of dirty water. If you just have that full cup of dirty water, we'll call that stale air, and you take a full cup of clean water, and you pour it in, the water's still dirty. However, if you just exhale all of your air, pour the dirty water out, pour the clean water in, you've now got a clean glass you're working from. Same thing with air. How long has the air been in you? So not only are we getting the stale old air out, but we're retraining our rib cage to be in a position that allows our diaphragm to relax, so our nervous system can get out of fight or flight, out of the tiger chasing us at all times. So focusing on exhales almost all the time. It's one of the things that is primary to all of my programs.
And you do breath work, Tara.
I do. Not like you do, but I do.
Should we do it real quick? Like exhale?
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
do it. Let's do it. Okay. All right, ready?
Guide us through.
Nuravel, come on in here. You got to participate.
Nuravel, our intern, is being called on the spot.
We brought her into a few episodes.
If you just scoot your bum forward just a tiny bit on your chairs.
Okay.
All right. And if you're listening, we could do this together. You could be in your car.
Yes.
Sitting anywhere. So scoot just a little bit forward. And then the area of your spine, it's T8, so kind of where a bra strap would cross, whether you're a man or woman. Press that T8 area back. And then reach your arms, while we're here, just reach your arms over the table or whatnot. And think about pressing that T8 area back and fully exhale out your mouth like you're huffing up a mirror. So keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. More, until you start to make weird noises. Like, keep going, more. Pause just for a moment. You're safe. Open your nose to get air and get whatever air you need. We'll do another full exhale, even more air than before. Puffing a mirror. Go. More. Make the weird sounds. More. There's more. There's still more. Pause. You're safe. Now reach your arms. You inhale into your back ribs. Reach your arms forward. Reach them forward. Inhaling that air into your back ribs. And then we'll relax. We could keep going. And I'll explain what I did there.
I feel like I was in The Grudge, that like.
Yeah, that felt scary.
That was hard.
Yeah.
At first, and that's why I say you're safe, because when we fully exhale all of our air, what's happening is we don't normally do that. But then also, simultaneous, that our rib cage is in that internally rotated state, so our diaphragm can relax. So the pause at the bottom is the ability for our diaphragm to relax, so our nervous system says, okay, you're safe, even though it's like, wait, we're not safe because we need air.
Right.
And then the reaching, when we're breathing air into our back ribs, so many of us are in this state of, I call it state of inhalation, so a state of spinal extension. And what that is, kind of arching your back a little, just in lay terms. And then our rib cage is flaring. So we don't access that, so it limits our mobility and how we perform, our brain, inflammation, stress. So when you open up the back ribs, it allows all of those things to improve, or anxiety, things like that, to decrease.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel good already.
Yeah.
I felt a little lightheaded, actually.
I know.
It happens at first. The more you do it,
You get used to it.
Yeah.
Like by like the 5th video, I was like, okay, I can breathe out now. You know, like you get a little used to it.
So for our listeners who haven't yet subscribed to the liminal method or have reached out to you yet, what are some things that you feel like, maybe 3 little hacks or 3 little things that people can do to
Unfuck.
Well, yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Your nervous systems. I was waiting for it. Yeah.
The first one is the full exhale. Just see if you can do a full exhale. And you can really do it anywhere. And I say while you're driving, at a stoplight. The second thing is, and that would be a biomechanics based thing. So again, I've got that biomechanics side and the energy side. Then I would add in humming. Humming is really amazingly helpful to regulate your nervous system, and it's really calming. And if you can, again, anywhere you are, even if you're going to the bathroom, a hum, and allow yourself to be present in that space. Just and you can direct your hum. You can go really high, where it kind of gets up higher, and low, and feel where your body is craving it.
I'm gonna start humming.
Yeah, and so much of, I'm a yogi, so my breathing or breath work is yoga breathing, you know, diaphragmatic breathing, and the sounds that you make, like Om is the sound of creation and things of that. So very similar.
Very similar. And I also am a yogi. I've got 1,000+ hours in yoga training in pretty much every type of yoga that you can do. And one thing that I'd hate to say on air, but I say it, is I don't adhere to the belly breathing principles. You hear so often instructors, breathe into your belly, breathe into your lungs aren't in your belly. And what happens is when you breathe into your belly, you're not expanding your rib cage in this 360 degrees like it's meant to. So you're actually setting yourself up for not as much success as you would want.
Interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
And you asked for 3. I'm going to throw another one that's a weird one, but it's also, I invite you listeners here to just be curious what this might look like and feel like for you. And it's integrating some type of shaking somewhere into your day, or if you're stressed out, or if you start, I know you're like, what shaking?
Does bouncing my leg count? Because I bounce my leg all day, every day.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, and shaking maybe your whole body too. And this is another one I'm also going to say, I used to judge. I used to see people doing this weird stuff. And the shaking is actually like a controlled shaking where you just start to like bounce and let it go through your body. And I would say, if you're doing this, do it on your own, like quiet, put on some cool music that you like, and just start to feel and shake through your body. And what happens, it starts to kind of release and reorganize your body around whatever is going on. If you start to feel anxiety coming up or feelings that you don't like, then recognize them. I say love on them, and then just start to, and if you hum and shake at the same time, it's profound. And I've got, current big league guys that are doing it. And I said, hey, can you guys do it on the field in spring training while like there's camera crews around? Because it works. And I know it's freaking weird, and it's hilarious that now I'm on a podcast telling people publicly to shake when I'm over in this biomechanics and science world. It's like lunges and hinges in proper form. The shaking also helps. So that's the weird stuff.
Exhale,
shake,
and shake.
Shake what your mama gave you.
Yes, I do all the time.
Yes. All right. So we have to wrap up, but on our podcast, we ask everybody the same question. What does Welloff mean to you?
I had to think about this ahead of time, and I thought, what does it mean to me? Welloff is when you're in the flow, and you are you, and you are your most authentic, loving self, living your best life, and whatever that means to you. Welloff.
What a yummy answer.
Live your best life.
Yes.
Treat yourself.
Yes.
Live top shelf is what we say over here at the
That's
Welloff
right.
podcast.
Perfect.
So Tracy, how can our listeners find you? How can they access this amazing method?
Thank you for asking. Whether you could Google Mobility Chick or Mobility Chick on all platforms, or my name, if you find it here, Tracy Tanguay, or Unfuck Your Nervous System, somehow I'll come up, but that's me.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here. We learned so much, and I can't wait to exhale,
Yes.
hum, and shake.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you
Thank you so much.
I appreciate this so much.